Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Reaching Riches here. It is Friday, which is also payday for the RoundHill funds. Got me a beer and my spreadsheets here, so toast to y'all. So today I'm gonna go over the trades that RoundHill did for, I believe it's what, the 7th through the 13th. So let's just go over their website. I get a lot of comments about where I get my data from. So I'm gonna show you real quick. It's just right on the website. Go to the RoundHill investments here. Scroll down to holdings. If you want their daily short calls, you need to go to intraday trades. Usually I'll see it. I would say definitely see it by 8:30 Pacific time. I'm not sure whatever that converts to where you're at, but typically I'll see it then. I haven't really tested any earlier than that, but I know sometimes when I pull the data, it's there by 8:30 Pacific time. Now, if you want the long calls, you would want this one, the one that says just download CSV. So that out the way, now you know where to get the data. So scrolling down, we'll see the next declaration here is going to be the 21st, which is the Wednesday again. Usually they're Wednesdays. X dates are on Thursdays, and then pay dates are on Fridays. All right, so as we know, usually they will declare on Tuesday a little early. So they'll declare Tuesday after market close. It's typically when I see it. So somewhere after 5 p.m. Pacific time is when I see it. You might need to change your device. So I have brought this up to them that sometimes it doesn't show on like after market on Tuesdays. Sometimes you need to try a different browser or try a different device. Sometimes you need to go into incognito mode. I don't know why, but I have told them about it, so hopefully they get it fixed. But try those if you're not seeing it right away after market close on Tuesdays. Otherwise, you can just wait till Wednesday, and at least for me, for sure, it shows up on Wednesdays. All right, so that's when next declaration day is. We did get paid out this 47 cents today, so congratulations to us. Hopefully you guys bought on that big dip on the 5th. I know a few people in the Discord bought in pretty heavy when it hit around $39, so good job there if you were able to get in. All right, so let's get into the spreadsheet. So here we go. Let's go over their longs here. So a little crazy here. So I'm pulling a bunch of data here, like a bunch of this I don't really need. I forgot to clean it up, so we're just gonna do it live. So let me just highlight the old stuff here. So these are all their old calls here. So let's make this green, and then all of these ones here are their new calls, or their second strike really. Here. So I think I'll use in this color. All right. So really, what we want to look at is this stuff here. So I'll clean this up in later, but this is pretty much the raw data because I'm kind of testing something new here. So let's just see what they did, because I haven't really even looked at the data. Usually when I do this, I'll just run the script. It imports everything in here, and then we look at the data kind of together, and then we'll, usually I'll understand what's going on unless they make some crazy moves. All right, so Let's see what they did here. So still got those two calls, the original, the 1696.69, and then they still have that 1888. Started off the week with 61 contracts on the 1669, and it hasn't changed all week. So just looking here, it looks like they just keep adding to this new call. So the new call started off with 16 contracts and ended it with 27. So let's just go ahead and update that here. Whoa, okay. And then outstanding shares. So outstanding shares for the week, or for that trade week, started off with 3.4 million, and it ended in 3.92 million. So pretty sizable inflows here. All right, so let's see where we are in a profit loss. I'm just gonna clap some of these a bit. All right, so profit loss here on these long calls, our 1696.69 strike is approximately, or not approximately, but it is $254 in the money. So that means we have a total of 1.55 million in profit. This one here. So last week we were actually in the hole a little bit, but now that NDX has gone up, we are actually in the profit again. So we have a 1888 strike here. We are in the profit $62. So that means we are profitable $169,000. So total, net total on our long calls, we were up $1.72 million. So doing great. I was a little worried about the calls last week, especially the 1888. It looked like it was pretty good in the money, but now that we're out of the money, it's looking damn good. All right, so let's look at XDTE. Sorry about this one also. It's not cleaned up. I'll get that cleaned up after this. So sorry about that, but let's just get this data here, highlight for us so we can see it real easy. Just bear with me. All right, so this is gonna be green and this is blue. All right, so blue here. All right, let me just collapse this a bit. All right, so we have our 420.69 strike here. Looks like we didn't add any contracts, so 63 all week. And then we had 520 strike here. Started off the week with 5 and ended it with 21. So that's a pretty big increase. So let's add it here. All right. Get rid of these. All right, so it looks like we started a week off with 715,000 outstanding shares, and we ended a week off with 885. So that's a pretty big inflows we got there. All right, so let's see how our strikes are doing. Our 420.69 strike is in the money, $134. So that equals to 185,000 profit, and then our 520 strike is $35 in the money, which equals to $74,000 in the money. So net profit right now, we're looking at $950,000 net profits. That is great. All right, so moment of truth here. So QDTE, let's see how they did on their trades. Let me just grab their current outstanding shares. Woo! They jumped up a lot. 4.59 million. That's from 3.92 to 4.59. That's a pretty big increase. Let me just grab XDTEs here also. Sorry about that. 955. Wow, that's a big jump. A lot of people jumping into these funds now, which is a good thing to see. All right, so let's move on here. So just a quick look at volatility so we can understand the numbers. So volatility for the last 5 days here. I mean, I put it on last 5, so we'll see. All right, so we started off the week here at 25, and it's just going down and down. So we know that premiums are going to start dropping because volatility increases the premiums that we can collect. So over the last 5 days, yeah, we are seeing some volatility drop. This is the NASDAQ 100 volatility, or VXN. If we look at the VIX, this is for the SPY. Volatility for the last 5 days is dropping also, went from 20 all the way down to close of 1480. So same story here. We're going to see a drop in premiums, which I don't mind. I mean, it was nice having those large premiums, but I mean, I don't really have a worry with the indexes, so I'm completely safe. In my opinion, I'm completely safe investing in the indexes. And then one last note before we get to the trades. It was pointed out to me in the comments on my last video that this formula was pointing to the wrong thing. It was pointing to open for whatever reason. I don't know why, but that is fixed. So last week we did take a loss on that big dip on August 5th. We had to pay 1.7 million to close that, or a net loss of 200,000. So just a quick update there. These formulas, I did look over them. They look good. So please let me know if you see any mistakes, but I think they all looked good today. All right, so let's go over the trade. So let's go ahead and review August 7th. All right, so 77 contracts, collected 147,000, and it looks like it's a win. So we did sell this pretty far out, 1.5% out of the money. That was a pretty high volatility day. I believe it was still in the 20s. So we collected a full premium. It closed below our strike at 17,867. So that was a full profit day. Good job there. Let's go ahead and reveal the next one here. Another 77 contracts, collected $154,000, and we took a loss there. So we had a strike of 18,390. It closed above our strike at 18,413. Cost to close was 183,000. So we have a net loss of $28,000. So we did sell that pretty far out again here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next day here. So 85 contracts, collected 195,000, which is great, and looks like it's a win. So 18,630 was our strike, and it closed below our strike at 18,513. So full profit day. All right, so let's review the next day. 88 contracts again, collected 153,000. It's full profit day again, so we won. 18,730 was our strike, and it closed below our strike at 18,542. So it looks like higher volatility days, we tend to sell it further out of the money. As we know, during the week, VIX or VXN was dropping, so it looks like they're going closer. Let's see how they do on the last day of trading and see if it goes closer to the money. All right, so 88 contracts again. Premium was 152,000, and looks like it's a loss. So 18,910 was our strike, and it closed above our strike at 1,900. Wow, like $90 above our strike. Cost to close was 848,000, so we took a net loss of 696,000. Wow, that was a big loss there. So they sold this one about percent out the money, and we still lost. So this was a big day, big up day here. But we lose on our short calls, but we win on our long calls. So just a reminder there. All right, so QDTE. Let's go and look at what our dividends are going to be. So 4590000, and Wow. Okay. Big drop in dividends this week. We did get massive inflows, like over 100,000, or sorry, over a million in inflows. Last week was 3.4 million. We're up to 4.59 million. So big inflows. So that's a big factor to consider. Also, VXN is dropping. So if we look at the premiums collected last week compared to this week, it's a pretty big drop. Yeah, we only collected 802,000, so not that much. Can verify that here, 802,000. Yep. So 17. So not our best week, but we still get paid weekly. We did have 3 massive payments, so I'm okay with the smaller payment. Still good in my opinion. All right, so let's look at XDTE. So XDTE here. This no border on the bottom is kind of bugging me. All right, so let's look at XDTE. So let's reveal 68 contracts, collected 25,000, and it's a win. So 530 or 5,355 was our strike, and it closed below our strike at 51.99. So next day here, 68 contracts, collected 43,000 in premium, and it's a loss of 53.05 with our strike. Wow, and it closed like $15 above, so 53.19. So cost of close was 97,000, and it's a loss of $53,000, almost 54. All right, so next one here. 75 contracts, collected $39,000, and it's a win. So 53.65 is our strike, and it closed below our strike at 53.44. Full profit day. All right, so next one, 75 contracts again. Collected 16,350 in premiums. So full profit day there. And our last day here, 84 contracts. Collected $30,000. All right, let's see if we win. So reveal. So it's a loss. So 54.20 is our strike, and it closed below our strike at 54.34. So cost of close was 121,000, and we took a loss of $90,000. All right, so let's look at our dividends here. So I think we checked it. Yeah, so this is XDTE 955. Let's see where we are. So $200,000 inflows. That's a pretty good amount. So let's see how that affects us. I'm already gonna say we're gonna get a low dividend this week, but let's see. All right, 16 cents. So almost as much as a QDTE 17. So we did have a pretty good amount of inflows, but the main driver was our premiums collected were just not that much. So here, 155,000. So really, it was the volatility was dropping, so we're not really seeing as much. Looks like they were selling somewhere between 80 and 1% out of the money. So also, further you sell out of the money, the less premium you'll get. So closer to the money, you get way more, but you're gonna be capped sooner. So we were seeing some pretty good price increases on these. So they've pretty much recovered. I mean, if we look here, XDT is sitting at 52.14, inception price was 52.13. So we pretty much recovered from that big dip on August 5th. I believe this dropped down to, the lowest I saw it was 49. It might have dropped lower. Let's look at QDTE. I know this dropped down to 39, and it's at 42.92. I know it was at a high of like 43, I believe, today. So pretty good recovery from that massive drop on August 5th. All right, so let's go look into the analysis here. Let me, I have to grab these numbers here. And then let me grab this one. And sorry, I need to grab this one also. All right, let's drag these down. All right, so let's go into here. So 17. Why is this not populating? Return no data. Oh, it's because this is wrong. Let's just do for today then. As of today, I guess. I'll change it back later. Alright, so let's look at these numbers here. So for the trade week of August 7th to the 13th, current price of QDTE is $42.92. Outstanding shares are 4.59 million, and premium collected is 802,000. We are looking at a 17-cent dividend. All right, which would mean annualized yield estimate of 21. This won't get populated until this is fully here, so this is gonna be 0. 21's not bad. I mean, I don't mind it. 113 was wild, but I still haven't really gotten an answer for why it was paid so low. I am in contact with Dave Mazza from RoundHill to get some answers for that. So hopefully I'll have a good answer for you guys here soon. Let's look at the weekly profit loss. So we lost 229,000 this week in our trades. So net loss here, but if we look at the combined total, we are up $4.5 million, looking good. So our long calls are generating 1.72 million, and that combined we are looking at $6.23 million. Doing great. So total dividends paid is $6.47. Average dividend is sitting at 0.30, so 30 cents for average dividend here. So we are looking good there. If we go into XDTE, so here with our 16-cent dividend, we're looking at 16% annualized yield. All right, so I thought we lost this week 62. Did I? Let me try grabbing that again. That doesn't look right. There we go. All right, so 62 here. That puts us at a profit loss on our weekly calls of 5.4, or sorry, not 5.4, 541,000. Our long calls are sitting at 950,000, and that puts us at a $1.49 million profit. On our total dividends paid, it's 4.84, so doing pretty good there. And our average dividend did tick up a bit to 23. That was because of these last few here been bringing these up. So I remember earlier in the year it was sitting at like 20 cents, but now we're up 23 cents, so doing good there. All right, so let's look into their performance. So this chart is total return, so that's dividends reinvested, and since RoundHill's inception, so March 7th until today. So looking at QDTE, QDTE is up 7%, QQQY is up 4%, JEPQ is up 3.82%, QQQI is up 5.37, and QQQ is up 6.81. I know in the chat people, or in the Discord, people were comparing YMAX. So let me just toss YMAX and maybe YMAG. So just see what that looks like. All right, so since RoundHill's inception, how is YMAX doing? So YMAX is actually total return down 0.84%. YMAG is actually up a lot. But they are concentrated into like the largest tech companies in America, so makes sense. They're more concentrated. The more concentrated you get, the better performance you can get, or the worst performance you can get, depending on the stocks you pick. But these are the Magnificent Seven, so I would expect them to do really well. So they're at almost 10%. So beating QQQ, of course, and also beating QDTE. But I would say QDTE is still really a dang good pick. Haven't really noticed any NAV erosion. I mean, it's down right now, but I know they can recover really well. I'm not invested in YMAG. Haven't really been following them, so I'm not sure about how they recover. I do have YMAX. They're doing pretty well too. But in terms of QDTE versus its underlying, it's actually beating its underlying by about 20 basis points or so. So doing pretty dang good. All right, so let's look at XDTE. Let me just toss in those two again, YMAX and YMAG. All right, so same thing here, total return since RoundHill's inception. So XDTE is up 9.2%. Wow. JPY, this is Defiance, 4.4%. JPI, this is JP Morgan, 3.7. SPY 6.19, so doing pretty good there. SPY is up 8.11. Again, YMAX is down 0.84%, and then YMAG is up 9.96. So YMAG is actually beating XET by just a little bit, 40 basis points or so. So not bad. XET is actually beating its underlying SPY, so 8.11%. So it's doing great. They're beating their underlyings, which is not something I would expect to continue to happen, but it's nice when it does. We are experiencing some down or some bear market activity right now, so it makes sense. But it's nice to see we're beating our underlines. All right, and then one last announcement. If you're in the Discord, which is Retire on Dividends Discord, many of you may know him if you follow any of the UNMAX or Defiance funds. But I am primarily in his Discord. I don't have my own or anything, but I just chill in his Discord. If you need to chat with me, you can find me there in the RoundHill channel. Also, in my emails with Dave Mazza from RoundHill, he did send me a link for some t-shirts from RoundHill. Currently, they are only QDTE t-shirts, so if you want to get one of those, I'll probably put it in the description, so you can get a free shirt there. When you're checking out, it will say like, hey, pay for shipping, but when you continue going through the shipping, it actually zeroes out, so it's a totally free shirt. So if you want a shirt from RoundHill, click the link below. And then lastly, I just want to explain a little bit of the spreadsheet here. So if you're wondering why this looks so different from before, before I was cutting out a lot of these columns, which I still am going to be. But the new thing I found while digging through their website is I found price. This is the one, so I can actually see the price that they paid for every one of these calls, and that's taken me a long while, since I have like not a lot of time each day to work on this. But if you want to see here, so I pulled all the data since inception. We just select all. So this is all the data from inception. I'm trying to go through it so I can get more accurate numbers for you guys. But yeah, so if I found these or that data, so give me a minute to go through all that. I am testing a new script here to pull that data for me, so I don't have to do it manually, because I'm going through like 100 and I think it's up to 111 CSV files. So if I can import it just like I do everything else, then that would be awesome. So I just need to filter these down, and just trying to get this automated as much as possible, so I just get these videos straight out to you guys. All right, so that's all I had. If you guys liked the video, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to see more just like this, I do cover these on a weekly basis. And just one last thing, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for fun and entertainment. All right, I'm out.